Hey everyone, Anne-Marie, spiritual life coach here and owner of the Soul Awakening Academy. So today I'm going to do a short video about where is your deepest wound and how you can rewrite your story and clear the past to make way for the future. So something that I do on the Soul Awakening method is I help people rewrite their stories. And the way that we do this is we can use the metaphor of the archetype, the archetypal energy that plays out in all of us. But one of the archetypes that I want to talk to you about that I see when I coach people and I do people's readings for them is I look at where their deepest wound is, and I can see that in their astrological chart. So if you know your accurate time of birth, you can pull up a chart at astro.com or astrotheme.com, and you can put your birth details in there and you can see where the image for Chiron is, and it's like a key symbol. And actually the key symbol is quite apt because when you transform through your deepest wound, you do unlock the key, you do turn the key, and you change your life. So where your deepest wound is can be your greatest transformation. Working through Chiron, your deepest wound, is really liberating as much as it is painful. So if you don't know and you can't pull up your astrological chart or you don't understand it, simply ask yourself the question, where lies my deepest wound? So emotionally, what is the deepest wound and how can you label it? Is it with your identity? Is it with being seen, your success? Is it with your physical body? Is it with self-worth or making money? Is it just living day-to-day life and fitting into society? Is it in relationships? Is it in learning, education? There are so many different places that your wound will show up, but you will know because it will be a reoccurring pattern, a reoccurring theme in your life. For example, my Chiron lies in my house of career, and it sits next to the symbol of the South Node. Now, the South Node is what you bring in your past life. It sits right next to my Chiron. So in a previous life, that could be telling a story that I was a healer, I was very successful, and I was well known for it. In this life, it's urging me, although I still have those gifts, you bring them in. Wherever your South Node is, you bring in the gifts from your previous life, but it's pushing me towards a different area of my life, actually. So your North Node will show you where you're to focus in this lifetime. That being said, my deepest wound lies in my area of career, being seen, being successful, being what I'm known for, my legacy, if you like. So what I've had to work through is patterns of behavior that cause me to self-sabotage my work and my success. These are based on the stories that are formed within me through early childhood. Now, I can totally relate to how I would sabotage my own success based on the imprinting I received in the past. So the story I tell myself, the narrative that I formed, the inner dialogue, the beliefs, etc., that formed in early childhood, the story about me, my identity, my lack of self-worth, caused a self-sabotaging behavior that would kick in when it came to success. So ask yourself, where lies your deepest wound? Sit with it, figure out where it is, then you have the ability to rewrite it. Now, in workshop, I do use the archetype cards by Caroline Mace. She does a lot of work on archetypes. Carl Jung, famous Swiss psychologist, brought into modern day consciousness, if you like, archetypes. He did a lot of shadow work, and he termed the collective unconscious, which means we all have a threshold, a plethora of archetypes that we can tap into and understand, like the hero, the victim, the mother, the sage, the healer, the saboteur, the prostitute archetype. We all know what, if we say those words, we form a mental picture about what they are, because they've been depicted time and time again throughout history in novels, movies, etc. We all can relate to what a hero would look like. So we have these archetypes that we can use to rewrite our story. So first of all, we need to know where our deepest wound is. What has shown up in your life? What is the pattern, the theme of your life? When you can write this story out, change the way it turns out for this archetype, rewrite your past history, because the past, the history of you, your past, is creating who you are today, and will create who you are in the future if you don't rewrite the story. So you can rewrite the story because in the quantum field, quantum energy has proven that quantum energy, which is all we are, energy, exists in multiple possibilities. So out there, you're interacting with the matrix, if you like, the energy that we are all surrounded by and is within us, the fabric of life. Then we have the ability with our minds, because everything in this material world has been first created with thought, because your thought has a vibration which interacts with the vibration of the universe around you and comes back to you in physical form. That's how you create your reality, law of attraction. So you have to create your future in your mind first, and you do that by creating it visually. You're creating a quantum field, a possibility. You're tapping in to the possibility that you want, and I do a technique where you bring it in, you lock it into your system, so you are working towards that life. Okay, there's a lot about releasing the past. It means that you have to let go of the story about who you are. If you're still hanging on to the victim archetype, which I know that I can easily go into, or the wounded child, when things happen, you go back to default. You can reset yourself. In every experience, you can reset and unfortunately go back to the beginning, but with heightened awareness, upgrading your consciousness. Even if you do that, you can switch it around within nanoseconds. So don't worry if you do that. I know I do. So it's about awareness. The story requires letting go of certain things, understanding your emotions, understanding your triggers, understanding the story of the person that you think you are. When you can rewrite it and engage with a new future, then you are tapping into your quantum field and you're generating a life that is in your highest alignment. So a lot of it on the workshops, I talk about your true self, finding your true self. So your true self does contain the story of Chiron, and that's why you experienced it. So you can go through that pain, and if you want to help others with it, you can, but you might just help yourself. That might be your purpose here, is to help yourself, is to heal your own pain. But when you do heal your own pain, just as Chiron did, he was on a quest of healing his own pain. He was rejected by his mother, both parents. He was rejected. He was taken in, and the person who took him in taught him a lot about healing, but also wounded him as well, and gave him a wound that caused him great physical pain, that he devoted his life to finding the cure for himself. But by finding the cure, by seeking the cure, he never found the cure, but by seeking the cure, he healed other people. He was able to heal other people. So in a way, that's kind of, probably what the work that I do really. I'm always healing myself when I'm working with other people. So that's the story of Chiron that lives in you, and there is a chance for you to rewrite your story at any given time. So just wanted to share that with you. And if you're thinking of coming on a workshop, you can message me directly or go to the soulawakeningacademy.co.uk. Take care for now, guys. Bye now.